Dayton and state leaders renewing their call now to spend more money on rail safety.
And they're using a near disaster from this weekend to make their point. A semi-truck crossed an unguarded rail line in St. Paul Park on Sunday. It was hit by a train carrying crude oil. No one was injured, but it's the kind of potential disaster that emergency planners across the state have been warning about, including the governor. Fox 9's Tim Blotz is at that very crossing tonight. Tim, sounds like this was a very close call.
Oh, it sure got a lot of people's attentions, Jeff, especially in a very, very busy railroad line. The Office of Rail Freight for MnDOT tells me that this particular track carries 70 trains a day. 6 of them are oil trains. You add it all up, and that's about 20 million gallons of Bakken crude that pass through here each and every day.
Yes, this is the issue.
Just feet away from one of the more dangerous crossings in the state, business owner David Quaid watches and waits.
We're real concerned about trucks getting struck here like it did Sunday morning.
Sunday morning is when a train struck a semi at this very crossing. The truck was only hauling flour. But today lawmakers in Governor Dayton are grateful it wasn't hauling something else.
That would have been a semi-trailer full of propane or something going across.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a game changer there.
A game changer because the state's second largest refinery is just across the street. The city of St. Paul Park is considering closing this unguarded crossing altogether, but the mayor says the cost is more than $1 million.
The estimates that we have coming in right now are almost half of our budget right now. And that's our entire budget to run the entire city. So where do we pay for that? How do we pay for that?
Governor Dayton proposed a spending package this year to pay to close this crossing and improve 74 more across the state. It failed to pass the House. The governor acknowledges that BNSF Railroad is spending more than $300 million of its own money this year on safety and capacity improvements in Minnesota, but he also believes that's not enough.
The magnitude of what their profits are from this transport of oil and the additional risk it imposes on people here and elsewhere in Minnesota and other places around the country is really a fraction of what's needed.
For now, what St. Paul Park needs is a safer crossing, and soon.
So as I've said, it's not if, it's just when. You know, something catastrophic could happen in this area.
Now, a spokeswoman for the BNSF Railroad says that they too are concerned about this crossing, and they've offered to team up with MnDOT to provide $600,000 combined money here to help close this particular railroad crossing. The challenge for the city is to come up with the rest of money to make the road improvements for all of the roads around here that will have to take up the capacity if they close this crossing. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tim.